Now, what's up, everybody? It's Friday night, 7 o'clock. This is the Red Cup Review. Welcome. I'm here with my boy Baz and returning Dan Fraga. Fraga Boom. What's up, buddy?
Man, just happy to be back on Red Cup, man. I had a great time last time, and here we are again.
That's fucking awesome, man. We're also going to be joined by Zaid Comics a little later on.
Yeah,
whenever he gets on. Yeah, exactly. So they're awesome.
Fantastic.
But I got a little surprise for Dan Fraga. I'm going to do a screen share, and then I got something for you. Right, check this out, because I know that sometimes you freestyle in the car and shit. I've been on the up and up with you, right?
Yeah.
All right. So first and foremost, shout out to everybody in the chat. Thanks for joining us. And right before the show started, bam, right?
Oh, dude.
Right,
Thank you, man. That's
check
fantastic.
it out.
Yeah.
Yo, I jotted down a freestyle, bro. Check it out. Yo, I'm back. I just backed the black flag, repping Fraga Boom instead of your whack rag. Pencils down, industries feeling the backlash. We're kicking down doors, strapped, wearing a black mask. We outlast. Comicsgate got you outclassed. Whether sipping red cups or drinking out of my black flask. Rob banks like Ghostface steps off laughing. Eliminate the competition like that bitch Carol Baskin.
Yo, Rob. Yo,
what's up?
I'm asking you, and I mean this like legitimately. Do you have any sort of DAW at your disposal?
What?
Oh, a DAW, a digital audio workstation, like Logic, Pro Tools, anything like that? Anything to record lyrics on?
I mean, I could maybe use GarageBand or something.
Okay, check this out, man. You're gonna do a guest verse on one of my songs.
Oh, get the fuck out of here!
I'm dead serious because I'm working on a mixtape, and you got the goods, dude.
Oh,
you got the goods. There was no beat going. You had great rhyme schemes. There was lyrical content. No, that was.
I had a read off of this shit, bro.
No, but it was lit. Yeah, remember, dude. Some of the greatest rappers. I mean, you don't have to like the guys like Jay-Z and Lil Wayne are anomalies. The ones that keep it all in their head. But if you look at someone like even J. Cole or Logic, they've got their iPhones or an iPad and they're reading it too. What I'm saying is your lyrical content is fantastic and your delivery was great. So
that's awesome, man.
I'm saying if I send you a track, all you have to do is record your lyrics on a separate track. It's called a stem, and it's basically your acapella. And you kick it back over to me, and I put it in the mix, and I chop it.
That's great. You know, it's funny you mentioned that. I actually used to be in a hip hop rock band back before I started doing this, and we have like videos and shit on YouTube and stuff. Like I was in this for like 10, 12 years. But
well, you can tell, man. It's skill. It's skill.
That's dope, man. I really appreciate it.
You guys,
that's awesome. I gotta tell I used to do it with my older brother, so I'll let him know, and maybe we can cook up something. That's awesome.
Yeah, man.
Oh,
thank you for backing the campaign too. Number 1133. That's a good number, man.
Nice, man. That's freaking awesome. Yes, I was like, yo, I got to surprise this dude and let him know what's up.
I like it.
So
I like it, man.
I just jotted that shit down beforehand.
That reminds me, I have to freestyle tonight. There's a show I go on at around 11:30 Eastern Standard Time called Atomic Deuce. A lot of really cool dudes, Rotten Glory and Adam AF. They're on that show, and they send me a link, and somewhere between 11 and midnight, I jump in. I drop like a freestyle where I don't even know what I'm gonna say. Like I just make it up, and then I leave. That's it. Like I literally drop like 16 bars, and I leave. I'm there. I'm gone, and that's my entire thing. So you guys check that out if you want to.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, I'd love to see that. That's cool.
Yeah,
Jisbel says Comicsgate Records. Here we go.
Yeah,
man. At least something records.
That's cool, man. That's some dope shit. All right, guys. There's mad fucking controversy going on this week. Last time we spoke to you, Dan, give us it's been like a couple of weeks, right? So what's been going on with you in the last few weeks? Obviously, you launched Black Flag. How are people treating you now with the whole Comicsgate thing? You know, let us know what's up.
Okay, well, I've made a real concerted effort on just making sure that the campaign was as easy to read as possible. You know, I didn't want it to be convoluted. I wanted it to be very straightforward, putting together all of the assets for it, you know, the videos and making sure the aesthetic look of it is there. So that took a lot of time. It took more time than I thought it would. Obviously, I had to create with my team the images. I had to create the video. So my head had been in there. A lot of the stuff going on peripherally, like on social media or anything that people have said, kind of just went away. It went from being sort of an agitating noise to being gone. Almost like if you lived in a small town with a train, you know, any visitor would be like, yo, you done that train drive you crazy? And I'm like, train? I'm so used to it. But now one of the things that has been a really kind of fun byproduct of the success of the campaign is a lot of old friends that I haven't heard from in a while are saying, you know, congratulations, which is really, really cool. I haven't got a single congratulations from the people that said I wouldn't make it, which is, you know, hilarious. Or, you know, you've joined a hate group. No, I didn't. It's all about love and good. None of that, but it's been a lot of fun. It's been a lot of fun. And like I said, my main focus is getting this campaign out there and getting people to see the book, get excited about the book, see the love being put behind the book with my entire team. All the fans out there that are supporting it, you know, bask in the light, not Carol bask in the light, but just bask in the light.
Where did you get the name Pineapple Perception? I
got it in a dream. A lot of stuff comes to me in dreams. It's like a weird thing. It sounds weird, but like, for example, there was a campaign that I had done where I buried bullets and grew the original Black Flag out of pouring Mountain Dew on them, like planting bullets, pour Mountain Dew on them, Black Flag comes up. And then I was like, okay, plant more bullets, shotgun shells, pour in more high octane drink. The new book comes out. That a lot of stuff happens in the 5 minutes before I actually set my feet on the ground. Weird ideas come in. This happened in like early 2018. I had, you know, this story idea already sort of forged. But my brain was like, it's called Pineapple Perception. And that's just but it 110% has everything to do with the series as a whole. So you'll get it. Like the way I explain it to people is you can't, like, you would never call Sixth Sense, I see dead people, by the way, Bruce Willis is dead. Like, you would never say that, you know? Mm-hmm. Basically, Pineapple Perception is, I'm telling you everything in the title, but you won't realize it until the end.
So it's cool. A little trippy.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Okay.
I wanted to ask you a question about the actual campaign of the comic itself.
Sure.
Are you releasing, is it a floppy or is it going to be in trade paperback formish?
Are you familiar with the comic book The Dark Knight? Or Ronin or Watchmen?
Yeah, hell's yeah.
Yeah, okay. When those books came out, they came out in something called, and I'm not telling you this like you don't know, I'm just kind of informing the audience. They came out in a format called Perfect Bound. And it's a sort of a card stock. You can see on the spine the name of the book, the name of the creators, and like number 1. So it's coming out as 4 48-page issues that eventually will go into a slipcase. But think of it like The Dark Knight. It's coming out like it's not a floppy and it's not a trade. It's a prestige format, square-bound book.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. I was talking to the dude last night, that guy, Chris, on his live show, and I was like asking him how he's going to release his thing. And the first Comicsgate thing I backed, well, it wasn't really Comicsgate. It was like independent comic, was Billy Tucci's Zombie Sama, right? Him and John Broglia's camp. And it came, that was like a hardcover trade paperback, but it's thin though. It's only like maybe 2.5 issues long. Okay. And I was saying to him, you know, I prefer to back books that have that, where I could put it up on my shelf right next to all my other trade paperbacks, and I could see what it is on the spine, pull it out and read it, and be able to, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I do.
Floppies are a little bit more of a pain in the ass these days. Yeah. You know, like they go in a bin, you got to put the card backing on them, and then like I want to be able to showcase my shit. Like I want to be like, oh, there's, you know, Black Flag right next to everything else, you know?
Yeah, I get that, man. Man, you've actually put an idea in my head now where I need to do something along all 4 spines that connect. You know, I think that would be cool. I got this. I have over here. I'll show it to you guys. Look at this. I can move my camera, which is really cool. But I've got this Dark Knight box set, and I have this Watchmen box set, and like you can see on their spines, like those spines have designs. But those are hardback. Those are like deluxe editions, and I'm hoping one day that Black Flag will be loved in a way where somebody would want it in that way, in that format.
Well, if they're 440 pin, this is just a spitballing here. If they're 448 pages, right? So they're going to be,
it's like
about as thick
196
as this pencil, right? Roughly.
Yeah, they're as thick as the Dark Knight. Yeah.
When you're putting them, I know you have like that symbol for Black Flag. It's like that.
The circle or the shield, yeah.
The shield piece, like you could almost have like the shield piece connecting when all of them are together or something like that. There you go.
Yeah, that's not a terrible idea, man.
So that's
not a
pretty
terrible idea. Yep. Or I might hide a number.
I like this guy. He thinks meta and shit. This is dope.
Yeah, but very, very meta. This entire series is super meta. It's one of my favorite things that I like, and I've always liked it as a kid, is Looney Tunes. And when you watch Looney Tunes as a kid, you're like, haha, funny. The thing got his, a shotgun blasted his face off and his duckbill is backwards. And, you're like, right. And then as an adult, you hear the joke that's going along with that. And you're like, oh my shit, man, that's not for a kid. That's for me. And you realize like there's two things happening at once. And I love that shit. And that Black Flag is packed with that sort of stuff where I've got a story, you can read it once. And then I got another sort of other thing going on where I have this decoder pin that's going to be coming with issue 3. That's all I'm going to say about that. But when you go back into the series with the decoder, all kinds of other shit is going to be opened up.
Oh, it's fucking awesome, bro.
When I heard it here, I haven't told anybody else on any other show.
That's friggin' awesome. When I used to write my raps, what I would do is I would try to double entendre certain things that like only maybe my crew would get. Like it would mean one thing, obviously, but then it's like, well, it could also mean this. It could also mean that. And then if somebody ever asked me about my verse, I'd be like, this means this. It also means this. It also means this. And they're like, how the hell would anybody know that? And it's like, well, I'm a heady dude, I'm going to throw shit in there for me too. So when I'm rocking it in my car, I could be like, yeah, I get that.
It's funny you say that. I did this, the filthiest rap ever that has no filthy words in it. And I mean, it's kind of regional. It depends on where you eat. But I said something about the girl likes the In-N-Out. She likes the double. She'll even do 5 guys. She'll go to Wiener Schnitzel. It depends on the dog's size.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like she'll do 5 guys and like likes the In-N-Out. It's like all I did was
burger joints.
Talk about burger joints, but it's like full on euphemism.
Yep.
I love that shit. I love it.
Yeah. That's awesome, man. That's freaking awesome. Baz. Any collectibles this week?
What you got?
Nope. Another week of nothing. But I did go through my my back issues, and I found some gems from the 90s. You might remember this one.
Yeah, I inked that. That was Jim Valentino. That was I'll tell you the hardest page in that one, and this is the only complaint I ever have about this colorist because I love this guy, Byron Tallman. I spent 4 days inking that last page. It's got every character and image in it. And the colorist said, oh, I'm going to make it blue. Like literally, like he was just like, nah, yeah, I'm going to make it blue.
Shit.
And Valentino did rough layouts. So that was a lot of work for me where I had to draw every image character. And I was like, yo, I can't wait to see this done up. And the colorist went blue marker, yellow marker, I'm done. Like he colored it so fast. But yeah, I inked that. That was my inks over Valentino. What a crazy! Phil's in the house. What up, Phil?
What's up?
Oh, that's a different angle. Are you at somebody else's house, dude? Where are you?
I'm at my office.
Oh, okay, nice.
Yeah, so I got some art hanging up here. So
yeah, I'm used to seeing like the bookshelf and the Hellboy over here and all that.
Got the crow.
Oh, caca.
I painted that in high school. We got Bisley up there. We got some Bisley action, an original he did at a convention for me. So.
Sweet, man. What are you up to tonight?
Nothing. Just coming on, hanging with the boys. How you guys doing?
Yeah, Robin Bass.
Good. Awesome. Hell yeah. I backed my Magic Cop this week finally after dragging my fucking heels for 3 weeks.
Yeah, I did too. You know what's crazy is like Phil had been coming on my show. I've been falling in love with Magic Cop, looking at all the stuff and seeing everybody get theirs. And for some reason in my head, I was like, yeah, I can't wait for mine. And I'm like watching Phil on Cecil's show do a pitch. And I was like, I wonder how he's doing. And then I looked at my campaigns I backed and I'm like, I didn't back Magic Cop. So I was like, bam, Magic Cop. I can't wait.
We just sent out the final packages of the backers this week because we got we got a few, so they're on their way.
Now you know where I live, bro. You can come chill.
It's true.
Yeah.
I told Phil, I was like, yo, man, I want to back this, but I got to get a personalized copy, bro. I was like, I want like a 2 red cup type Phil shit. That was cool though, man. I got to be honest, what really like, I saw that you put up that you guys are putting together like a shared universe or something.
Yeah, our next book. Yeah, that's
and that was like, yo, I was telling Paz, I was like, yo, I'm like Magic Cop is dope. I like the Miami Vice stuff. I love the 80s stuff, you know. And then I was like, yo, I'm more interested in the shared universe they got going on now. Like, what the hell is this with all these different crazy characters?
Yeah, we got it's like exactly what you said, a connected universe, man. A bunch of different crazy characters from, and in a lot of ways, it's kind of reminded me of how Black Flag is a bunch of different characters thrown onto a team. But the team in this story is going to come later. These characters are from different times, eras, and walks of life. And it's really a kind of love story or love letter to comics. So if you love comics, you love different genres of comics, you're going to love the Lost Pages.
Lost Pages looks awesome. You have a pre-launch page, right?
I do. Yeah, it's up there. Getting emails on there every day. So it's going really well. You guys could check out the Lost Pages mailing list.
When are you guys launching?
We're going to launch at the end of this month. So probably around the 25th, but definitely.
That's great. You want to know something great about the 25th? The 25th of May in 1983, way before you were born, was the day that Return of the Jedi came out.
Yeah, wow. Boy.
Nice. Wow.
Yeah, man.
Did you go that day? Did you see it in the theater?
No, I actually saw it in the theater on my birthday. I remember my 10th birthday crystal clear. I saw Return of the Jedi in the theater. I went to Chuck E. Cheese with my uncle. We hung out. I played Tron. Then my grandma, this was up in Washington because we took trips during the summer. My grandma gave him $20 to let me spend at Toys R Us, and I bought a Tron light cycle. So nice. I remember that day very well.
Tron 2 is underrated.
Are you talking about Legacy or are you talking about the game?
No, the movie.
The yeah. Right? I'm just glad that they had the cartoon to sort of follow up in that world, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good stuff. So May 25th, Phil, you stoked?
Dude, I'm super stoked. We actually might push it to, we kind of want to launch on a Friday because, you know, everybody gets paid on Fridays and, you know, start to kick off the weekend. So we might do the 29th or the 22nd, but somewhere around that time. Super excited. Dude, today I got to show you some stuff because we got some colors for the cover.
Yeah. And, I know what cover you
are you guys writing and drawing this whole thing going forward too?
Yeah. So I wrote the whole thing. Brandon's doing one of the stories with the stretch goal, but we have a lot of different artists on the book. I could show you some of the art too.
This is going to be a big book, man.
Yeah. And these are characters that we've been writing for years. Like we created the Silhouette, who's one of the main characters in it. We created him in like 2011 when we used to publish comics back when we used to take pictures of us and our friends in front of a green screen and make it look like a comic.
That's awesome.
Cool. Yeah. So
is this going to be like an anthology?
You could view it like that. It's told in a linear fashion where there's a narrator. It's a homeless man. We call him Hobo. So Hobo has this magical book, which is the Book of Lost Pages. And inside in the book are these stories of all these heroes. And yeah, so it's not a traditional anthology. It's more like Sin City, you know, how everything is contained in one universe.
Cool. Yeah.
Lots of, you know, different characters. And the cool thing about this campaign is the more money we get, the more backers we get, the stretch goals will actually add stories to our supplemental book in there.
Oh, we're gonna push the shit out of this. I want all the fucking stories, bro.
Thanks, man. Yeah.
Nah, man, hell yeah. I love that. I love that type. It almost sounds Quentin Tarantino-ish a little bit. It's pretty cool, man. I'm digging it. I like the concept.
Thanks, man. Yeah, I could share some of the heroes off.
Yeah, do a screen share. We'll put it up.
Cool, man.
What's your inspiration for the silhouette? Obviously the shadow, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
What about the Phantom Stranger? Any of that in there?
Not so much Phantom Stranger. I feel like the Phantom Stranger is like one of those characters in the DC where he comes and like warns people about stuff but never does anything.
Right, yeah. He's not proactive.
Yeah, so these are all of the heroes that are going to be in the main book. They have stories in there introducing them. And yeah, and as Baz was talking about the silhouette here, he's the guy all in black. He's basically a shadow man. And yeah, the story of like the conception of him is my brother and I driving the back seat of our parents' car when we were young, being like, you know, the shadow's cool, but what if there was a character who couldn't turn into a human? Like he was just all black, just a shadow. And that's basically where the silhouette came from. And it started as like a wacky character that, you know, didn't really know his place, but now he's turned into a badass vigilante that, you know, sees the world around him in black and white. And if you're a bad guy, then he's gonna put you down. And if you're innocent, then he doesn't have to deal with you. You know, he wants to keep the balance between the black and white. So the story we see him in, it's very inspired by like internal monologue, like Alan Moore writes. So where we have a glimpse into his mind as he's walking down the streets of the city he's in.
Kind of crime noirish, right?
For sure, yeah. A lot of people are, you know, getting Rorschach vibes, which I love The Watchmen. So we get that internal monologue like that, and you get to see how he feels about all the sin that's going around him.
How crazy is he? Like, is he insane? Because there was a character in Spider-Man called Fool Killer.
All right.
And he would go around people that he would deem foolish, right? Like very much like, you're a fool, I kill you.
Yeah.
He was called Fool Killer. And this was one of those things, and I remember being completely impacted by this as a kid. He was about to kill this street thug, and he was talking about how he was going to kill Spider-Man next. And the street thug said to him, "You want to kill Spider-Man? You'd have to be a fool to want to kill Spider-Man."
Yeah.
The Fool Killer goes, "You're right," and kills himself.
Oh, shit.
Jeez. Well,
Marvel used to be the shit, man.
Yeah.
Used to be.
Well, I wouldn't say he's insane or crazy. Especially right now in the timeline, he doesn't know his past. So he has this force that is compelling him to do what he's doing, but he's always questioning where he came from, if he once was a person. So in this story, we get into that and we figure out the questions he has.
Such gorgeous artwork too.
I was just gonna say, yeah, like I'm really digging that. Is it like, are you guys gonna have the comic in color? Is it gonna be between color and black and white, depending on the characters, or what?
Right. Yeah. So that's the cool thing about this is it's going to be full color, but the silhouette story is the only story in black and white. And when blood shows up in his story, it's going to be red.
I love that.
Awesome.
Nice. Yeah.
Awesome
Perfect.
touch.
Thanks, man.
Hells yeah. No, that's freaking great, man. I love that. It made me like it even more. Keep talking.
So, yeah, I mean, like Brandon and I have been dealing with the silhouette for so long. I think this is the perfect time to be putting this out because we really know him as a character and all these characters, what they would do in certain situations, the voice they have. So we're really excited to bring that to everybody. And if you guys back during the first week of the campaign, we have this beautiful trading card that you guys are going to get for free by Andrew Huerta. And it's our silhouette trading card right here.
Nice.
So good.
Yeah.
I love Huerta's style, man. It's very graffiti-like in a way.
For sure, yeah. And we're going to be, I think, because this is going off so well, and I love his styles as well, we're going to be doing some more trading cards with him, as well as a Mr. Dan Fraga is going to do a trading card for us.
I know him. I know that guy, and I can hook you up with him. No problem.
I hear you shave his head.
I do. I shave his head every now and then. Every now and then.
For sure, man. So you guys are definitely going to want to get in and back this and get those stretch goals up there so we can unlock those trading cards.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. Love it.
That was exciting.
The fucking gun is sick.
Oh yeah,
Jesus.
he just killed it, man. But yeah, these are the other characters. This is going to be the cover for our supplemental book that has other short stories and unlocks different characters in the universe as we go up in stretch goals. So just something a little extra that, you know, for when people pledge at that tier and they get that second backup book, as we go up, it's just going to be more and more content for everybody.
That's awesome. Friggin' awesome, man. You know, Baz, you know who's really, like, I mentioned her on last night's stream, man. Nicole Jelenic really should have got down with the independent workings and the crowdfunding and all that, Comicsgate and all that stuff. It's a shame because her taste for killing was like, I think that they would eat that up. Yeah,
we have this friend who's a really good artist. Her name is Nicole Jelenic, and her style is like, it looks kind of like 90s like Image.
She's
like
Silvestri a little bit. She's kind of like Silvestri a little bit.
That's insane.
And she's been putting out her own books like all this time since we've known her for years. And did you mention Comicsgate to her, Rob?
No, this was before. I haven't spoken to her since you kind of brought me into this world a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. I got to reach back out. I was telling her, yo, you got to get an Instagram, you got to get a Twitter, and she's like, I really don't deal with social media. She didn't want to come on the show to promote her book, and I was like you got to kind of,
man. That's the world we live in.
What are you doing? And her thing is like a Tales from the Dark Side, Tales from the Crypt type like horror stories. She was doing them once a year. Every Halloween she was releasing a new book, and they were like hard cardstock floppy, like, and they were big. Yeah. And she was having like, in order to promote her, she was having like other artists come in and do like splash pages in the back of her book and doing like short stories. So some people were writing like Edgar Allan Poe short stories about whatever the comic was. Like one year it was vampires, one year it was werewolves, and she would do like
awesome
monsters and shit. And it's just a shame, man. Like I gotta contact her back.
Yeah, she needs to get with it, man, because that sounds awesome. Awesome.
What do you got here, Zaid?
Yeah, so this is part of that like linear narrative that I was telling you guys about. So in between each story, we have our hobo who's standing right there in front of a garbage fire reading the book, and he tells the tales. So this part of the story, the hobo part, is going to be colored like as you see here. And this is kind of a splash panel where we see the characters that are in this book and some of the characters that are going to be throughout the series, you know, around the world of heroes in this universe. And those extra ones you see through the stretch goals that we'll be able to unlock some short stories with them in there and be introduced to them as well. So I think this was like the perfect layout to kind of sum up what the book is all about. It's, you know, these tales that have been lost to time about heroes that protect us from evil, but have been just like buried through the cosmos. And this hobo guy is here to spread them.
How does any of this, or does any of this relate to Magic Cop in any way?
So, perhaps.
Yeah, so shut up, because you got to buy the book.
There are some characters that may be hurled through dimensional rifts that might wind up in Magic Cop one day.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome stuff, man. Can't wait. It's freaking cool as hell.
For sure.
I'm glad that I'm glad that I backed Magic Cop now too, because I know that like mine's in the mail, and that's great. I get to like enjoy it immediately.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. That's the best thing about Indiegogo. We could, you know, even though we're shipping stuff out now, we could still have, you know, new backers like you and ship it out like right away. So you guys, you know, in the quarantine can still get your awesome Comicsgate reading in.
Yeah. Awesome stuff, man. Anything else you want to show us?
Let's see. Oh, there's some stuff I can't show you. Let me show you this we got some inks going on. Our boy Joe Ball from Super Harem fame is throwing down an awesome some inking right here. He's not done yet, but this is work in progress of our character Wildcard. If you guys are into mythology and horror,
yes,
this
those
is
sirens were dope, bro.
Oh yeah, man, yeah. Joe's detailed artwork is just killer on this story. And this part of the book is totally different than the other ones. It's actually narrated to a poem that I wrote about sirens. So there's not going to be a lot of dialogue in here. It's going to be a lot of dramatic action in this story, as read to a poem about sirens. And the basic premise of this one is Wildcard. He's an ancient magician or sorcerer, if you will, from Merlin times. He's actually an apprentice of Merlin, and he lives forever. He's an immortal. So anytime you're going to see Wildcard in a story, he's going to be in a different time frame. And in this story, it's in the 1600s, the height of piracy, and he's the captain of a pirate ship as his team, his crew gets seduced by the song of the sirens. And he has to, he has to fight with his team because they're hypnotized, and he has to fight these horrific bird women. Let me pull up that page because that is awesome. And the song doesn't work on him, but he's got to use his magic. He's got to use his best friend, who's this talking wolf that he's known for ages. And so you can see this beautiful boat here. We just got this color too. And
it's nice, man. This is all the same art. It looks like
there's different artists. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So the thing that I really wanted to hit home, because these characters are totally different from each other, even though they're in the same world, they have different themes and they're from different times. I wanted different artists for the project. So we were able to get some amazing artists from Comicsgate, bring some new ones into the fold. And I think it's really going to be something unique for the reader to transition from these different art styles, because they're being hurled into these different stories.
It's nice. What's up?
Yeah.
I'm with the guys.
Hey, Dan, I got a shirt idea for you.
Yes.
I paid for these quats.
You did? Oh, wait. That's a great shirt idea. Quats are paid for. Hell yeah. Mm-hmm. They weren't jacked. These aren't jacked. These quats aren't hot.
Man, I want some quats. I've never had one.
They're good, man. We talked about different ways to eat them. I know Uncle E likes to eat them straight up with the seeds and peel. I don't like that. I like cutting them in quarters and popping out the centers. They taste like tangerine Sour Patch Kids.
Ooh, that sounds good.
I feel like a master of quats.
Yeah. Yeah, today was leg day. I'm working on my quats.
Oh my god! Today was leg day for me.
Yeah.
So what's going on with the pork?
Yeah, hold on a second. What's up with this bacon?
Yeah. All right. Well, this is something that happened on my stream. I like promoting bacon. I'm a big bacon fan. I like the sizzle of bacon. I like the taste of bacon. I love the smell of bacon. Bacon is fantastic, and we brought Coach John Malin on a stream, and he said that bacon was overrated. And
you're out of your fucking mind, brother.
That's what I said. And he said it was overrated, that we all think it's great because it was marketed to us to make us think it was great. And I said, that's not true. I said, my 1-year-old loves bacon, and she's never seen an advertisement for bacon. And, so what ended up happening is we had this discussion, and he said ham was better. And I said, all pork products are great. The only thing that tops bacon to me is pork jowl, and pork jowl is hard to come by. If bacon could eat bacon, it would eat pork jowl. That's how I feel about it. So we had a bacon stretch goal on my campaign based on backers. It wasn't based on any number, because the word backer and pork back sounds awesome together. So when we hit 1,000 backers, we're having pork extravaganza, which is tomorrow at noon Eastern time. So 9 a.m. good time for breakfast or a good time for lunch. Pork goes well with everything. So I sent my wife out. I had a list of pork products that I wanted. It's a wish list. We're in quarantine, so you get what you get. You don't throw a fit. So this is what her pickup was. This was her score. She went and got salt pork, deviled ham, chorizo, Canadian bacon, pepperoni, thick cut bacon, kielbasa, Black Forest ham, and prosciutto. So tomorrow we're having a big feast with all these meats.
Did you get a doctor on call for all that?
Hey man, it's gonna be good. Moderation, I think, as long as I have a little bit of all of it. But this was sort of my warning to everybody to get theirs ready. Like they got a full on more than 12 hours to even get bacon. It doesn't have to be all this shit. Just get something. Enjoy.
All the arms.
Yeah, we're gonna enjoy our tasty pork products together, and that's what this is. This is a celebration. It's a victory lap of hitting that 1,000 backer mark, and we're just gonna celebrate it with fine meats.
It's awesome. What other way to do you the type of dude that likes to go to those the Brazilian steakhouses?
Oh yeah, man. I'll eat it all. I'll eat the chicken hearts. I'll eat the venison. I'll eat it all. Dude, seriously, I've had rattlesnake, crocodile. I'll try it. Like if it's
I've tried crocodile.
Yeah, it's like mild fish. The only thing I've eaten that I was like, nah, I don't ever need that again. I went to this airport cafe where it was with this writer Jeff Loeb, another artist named Ian Churchill, and Rob Liefeld was there, and we had our wives there, and Tim Sale was there too, and Jeff Loeb ordered ants like the bug.
What?
Ant tacos.
Oh my god.
Ant tacos, and he's like, these are fantastic. And I was like, I'll fucking try them, dude. I'll tell you, it was like eating the most bitter coffee grounds I've ever had. It was like so bitter. There wasn't any redeeming quality to them. I tried them. I don't need them. Like, I don't need them in my life ever again. But yeah, for sure. Long story. I always answer shit long. I do like those Brazilian, what do they call them? Churrasqueiras or something like that.
Right.
They come out with a stick and you have like red light, green light. Like they have this little thing on the table. If you have it green, that just means keep the meat coming.
Yeah.
You're getting the meat sweats and you need to like.
I just, that shit just stays on green, bro. Until you see me blacked out in my plate, the shit's staying green.
Right. Or it's tipped over because you're just like, but yeah, we do that. One of the things, I don't know if your guys has this.
Hold on 1 second because it's about to expire. Hold on 1 second. I got to put this up.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh,
hell yeah.
Nice.
Thank you so much.
Nice. Listen, Mr. Tony, I appreciate it. That's friggin' awesome. You're the man. Thank you very much.
Yeah. He's good. He's a new channel member over at my channel. I'm real stoked to have him.
Awesome, man. That's
these Brazilian places, the thing that's like the death of you, and I know they do this on purpose. Like, meat's expensive, and good meat's expensive. So what they do is they always have these like all-you-can-eat buffets. And my favorite thing there, and they do this shit on purpose, they have these little puff cheese balls.
So good. You
know what I'm talking about?
So good, brother. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, God damn it. You're like weighing out. Like it's, it's a 2-cent cheese ball versus like a $5 steak, but you're like, I need a cheese ball.
Yeah.
So they're banking on that.
Mm-hmm. So you stuff yourself with all the carbs.
Right. They do that. And those cheese balls, man, they swell up in your belly. But
you guys have the little plantains too they bring you? Yeah,
those are good.
I love those. They're like the cinnamon cooked plantains.
Yeah, super smart.
So when I go to a Brazilian steakhouse, I try really hard to stay away from the sometimes they have like those like little buffet areas.
Yeah.
And I'm not even looking at that shit. I'm here for the meat. I'll deal with like whatever the hell kind of poison my stomach goes through over the next few days with just the meat. Maybe a little salad to help it go down. But
watch out for the cheese balls though, dude. They'll get you.
Yeah. Nah, so man. Listen, if I'm filling my stomach, it's gonna be with like bacon wrapped filet mignon or something.
Bacon wrapped chicken hearts.
Yeah. I got a guy at my job that hunts, and he's like, when he kills the animal, he actually skins it and cuts the meat right there. He's actually a pretty young dude. He's like 32 years old, 31, 32 years old.
Yeah.
And he's like, yo, when I cut the heart out of the deer, he's like, I peel that shit sometimes like an apple. I'm like, you're out of your damn mind, bro.
Man, it's like a culture into itself. Like I respect the hell out of that. My aunt, she used to be a undercover detective. And one of the things she would do in her spare time is do all that hunting. And I've gone out with her and done some of that, and she's like full on like that. Like that's like what they do. Oh my gosh, what the heck is this? Oh, he heard us talking about meat. Oh, and he sees the picture of the meat. That's tomorrow, bro. Where the pork rinds at? Mom got some, right?
All the hearts, man. All the hearts.
All right. Yeah.
Here's the bacon.
Bacon, we love it. Bacon wrap bacon. Yeah, so we're doing this tomorrow. We're super excited. And then the other thing we're doing is we're almost at 90,000. We're on the road to 6 figures. You know, I didn't think we would do it, and I made all kinds of commitments if we hit 6 figures. So one of the commitments is I have to wear this pink bunny suit.
Oh, it's awesome. I told my wife about this last night.
So here's the booty for it. Over behind me over here is the suit itself. You don't need to grab it, son. You don't need to grab it.
I just want to show him.
Oh, he wants to show you. It's the legit. It's legit. It's the one from Christmas Story. It's got Ralphie's picture on it and all that. I tried it on to make sure, I tried it on to make sure it fit. It fits great. I sent out, you know, a video to a couple of homies. Mike Green's seen me in it. Uncle E's seen me in it. It's
screen capping that shit and putting it on the Red Cup page.
Yeah. So what's got to happen too is when we hit 100, I have to wear this thing until I fulfill. So that means, and that doesn't mean like while I'm drawing the book, I'll be wearing it. It just means any stream I'm on, any stream I appear on, I have to wear this.
Shit.
Yeah, because I didn't think we would get there, and like we're only like 13,000 away from that. So now I got to do it. I actually had to buy it. It said it was coming Monday. It came last night. So that's what everything's about for right now for the campaign, because. You know, I've talked about the art. I've talked about the story. The story's super exciting. I'm really, really stoked to be able to continue where I left off from Black Flag 4 back in 1995. It's all new stuff, but contained in within that universe and that continuity. I've been giving out and it's in my description of my stream. So if anybody wants to go check out Couch Doodles. You can get the PDF of issues 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4 free. All you got to do is download it. You get my mixtape from '94. You get my new song. But I want to get people caught up so they know where we're at in the series and have fun. But yeah, right now the pink bunny and the bacon, bunnies and bacon. That's my dreams. You know, bacon bunnies just jumping around.
Guys, who's Michael Green? At Michael Green? Who's that?
No, Michael Green's in the chat right now. Michael Green is homie number 1. You know, everybody. I'm sorry to put you on blast, Michael Green.
Because somebody asked, "What's up?" What up, Michael Green?
No, he's
asking like, "What's up with Michael Green?" I was
no, he's saying hi. That's
okay,
Metal Hero. That's Luke. That's another homie. A lot of familiar faces from the Couch Doodle show in your chat. All good people. Hail Caesar Caligula is another one. Rooster Puncher is another one.
Yeah, I heard that you shouted it out on the page. I was like, holy shit. I was like, yo, that's great.
Yeah, of course, man. Of course. I love you guys. You guys
Swain's
just showed up.
Oh,
we gotta get him back on the goddamn show.
Yeah, he's cool, man. I saw him on Ethan's stream. I didn't get to talk to him, but he was in the auction stream showing off some cool shit. Nice dude, really very talented. Nice dude too.
Yeah, man. Hell yeah. He was the first guy that came on. He was recommended through us through, you know, again, this is like an action figure review channel practically that dabbles in interviewing comic guys and shit. And somebody was like, hey, check out this guy Sweens. I kind of like his stuff and see if you can get him on. And then that's how this all just was bubbling up and stuff. And George is in the chat. George is the guy that does the incredibly average hero, Baz, that guy Joe King. This is what I was telling you about.
Oh, Joe King. Okay.
Yeah, George has rolled through on my panels a couple times. He always shows up with a ballpoint pen drawing. On the loose leaf. Real cool dude.
Yeah, word. So yeah, it's cool, man. It's the world's opening up to me. I like it. It's nice. You know, I get to meet like a whole bunch of new people and stuff. That's why I mentioned it. But
yeah, man.
All right, guys. Little stuff that's going on this week. We can't necessarily mention this because I don't want the page to get knocked down. Great. Oh, my son just came in second place in online death match in Star Wars.
Big congrats, man. How's he doing now that he's had his birthday?
How you doing now that you had your birthday? Dan wants to know.
Is it all downhill from now?
Is it all downhill? He wants to know. He goes, I feel like I divorced my friends. I don't want to hang out with them.
I'm a big man now. What you want to do?
Yeah.
What do I want to do? I want to turn to Gandalf and yell at the Lords of Coronavirus, you shall not.
He goes, I want to turn into Gandalf and yell at the Lords of Coronavirus, you shall not pass.
Is a good dude. He knows, man. We're just going to call it Balrog from now on.
So okay, so we can't necessarily mention this, so the whole stream will get taken down. But
I know what you're talking about. You're talking about
TL.
You're misbehaving, canine.
Yeah. The part 2 of something.
Yeah, the rest of the gang.
Yeah. There's a lot of controversy surrounding that game, and I'm not necessarily as interested. I'm kind of like not really hating the whole wokeness and the wokies, as we like to call them, right, Dan? What's been going on? As a matter of fact, I've been hashtagging most of the shit on Twitter. You follow me on Twitter at Red Cup Review with the wokies thing now every time I see that.
My man.
But it's my problem is more about the suppression of freedom of speech. When you have YouTube, but not necessarily YouTube through Sony trying to suppress anyone even mentioning the name of the game.
It's interesting, right? It's an interesting
precedent. If we just say, hey, this game came out and the name of the game, and we start talking about like the plot points and why it's a problem, Sony will have this stream shut down.
I want to tell you something my dad told me, and he's been showing up a lot on my streams, but I remember this when I was a little boy. I was maybe 8 or 9, and and you know, it was during the Reagan era, you know, and there were a lot of things happening on the television, and I was filled with all kinds of questions. Dad, why this? Dad, why that? Dad, why this? And he put his hand on my shoulder. I remember we were at the gas station. He said, Dad, he said, son, if I'm not around and you ask these questions, just put money as the answer and go backwards, and you'll know.
That's why I told my son too. I was like, Grayson, you always got to follow the money trail.
Right. And here's the thing. That company you're mentioning, talking about the other company you're mentioning and the game you're mentioning, they want to control, and this goes to the wokies in general, they want to control the narrative. And the way they're going to control the narrative is with the tools they have. And right now, the tool that particular section has is money. And money talks, and money makes things happen. And when we scratch our heads going, our freedom of speech, and why can't we do it? Money.
Yeah.
The end.
But that's like me saying like me and, you know, like I don't like Black Flag and this is why the comic is whack or something. And then all of a sudden I get like Red Cup Review gets shut down for a week.
But you know what? If I knew that if all of my eggs are in the Black Flag basket, and you're loud enough to affect my bottom line, but I have enough money to stop you, I'm going to stop you, and I'm going to stop you with the ways of controlling where you can broadcast your message.
Yeah.
And that's literally what it boils down
to. I always hear from people who are of different political associations. Again, I don't want to mention anything in particular, that you have to remember, you are not on a public platform. You are on a company's platform that allows you to do your stuff.
Hail Google.
Yeah.
Hail Google.
So I get that. I get private institutions and all that, but the fact that that's so scummy and just so low.
But dude, here's the thing, man. And this is one of the things that I had to learn. And I'm, you know, I'm not a spring chicken. I'm not an old man, but I've had enough experience where I have been entering into my 40s, now almost into my 50s, where the old dog is learning new tricks. And one of the things that is the things that have come to light for me in the last 5 years is my subjectivity has been my guide my entire life, right? I go, treat others like you would want to be treated. Like that is always ringing in my head. That's why people would call me a nice guy. The biggest mistake I've ever made, though, is that anybody would allow me that same quarter ever. The biggest mistake.
People to give you what you give them.
No, and we're going through life sort of with rose-colored glasses if we think that other people think like us. And I don't mean that in a Gestapo control sort of way, like you best think like me. What I'm saying is that I was raised Christian. No theology here, but just sort of like treat your neighbor like you want to be treated. Don't rob, steal, don't cheat on your wife. Like be upfront with people. Don't try to deceive. That's how I am. For me, for a lot of my life, I made the stupid assumption that when that shit would happen, I'd go, what the fuck is wrong with them? Like, why would they do that? I wouldn't fathom it.
You can't even wrap your head around it because
right.
It's not.
But now I'm at a point. I'm at a point where I've encountered enough of that in my life that I go, anything's possible. Keep your detector up, and be ready for it. And that doesn't mean be defensive. It means like no. If you play chess, know what the pieces on the board do. It doesn't mean you have to be those pieces. It just know what they do so you can act accordingly. Yeah,
I know. I mean, it's just so underhanded and I don't know, man. It's just I know I'm not getting it, and Baz, I'm sure at this point you're fed up with this shit too, right? I mean, and one thing I hate hearing is that whole "don't like it, don't buy it" bullshit.
What game is it?
As far as I can't. yeah.
We'll fade to black.
No, Phil, it's a game that is made by misbehaving canines.
Yeah.
And it involves the remainder of a few.
Oh yeah, exactly.
I'm using synonyms, bro. I'm like making a churro pouring.
You're the perfect guy to have on here. Be like, dude, I rap too, bro. I got you.
Yeah.
So, I think that whole "don't like it, don't buy it" thing, I think, is just so cheap. It's just so like, I don't like getting like this, but I feel like, let me tell you something, motherfucker. This is my nerddom. This is my fandom too. I know the fandom belongs to everybody, but who invited you assholes? Right? Like, because you're like a bunch of Twitter warriors like that. Like,
once these movies started making $2 billion a piece, that brought the eye of the mainstream upon the fandom.
Right.
And that's it. And now they're just going to take over.
So every time they say "don't like it, don't buy it," it's like, so then I'm supposed to give up my entire things that I like.
That's why you have Comicsgate, bro.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, and this is one of those things. I always say this statement, and people don't. Some people dig it, and some people don't. I have a feeling you're going to dig it. I saw Star Wars when I was 4. I saw Empire, when I was 7, and I saw Return of the Jedi when I was 10. It's all I thought about in 5th grade. I used to draw Endor moon scenes with like battles and shit. And I used to have all these sort of daydreams about things that happened with Star Wars. I bought all the Timothy Zahn books. I was all in on the Dark Empire, all this shit. All in. I now say Star Wars is dead to me. And I've been saying Star Wars is dead to me for a long time. And and I don't mean to be like an asshole and or any sort of way like that. There have only been 2 things that I've even enjoyed. I liked Rogue One, and I did not hate. And this is like a strong enough thing of saying, something. I did not hate The Mandalorian. I thought it was sort of low hanging fruit, but everything else, like, I feel like it's been infiltrated and bastardized in a way where it like sullies the old shit. Like the prequels are looking good to me at this point.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? No, I know. I know the prequel. I don't love.
But in comparison,
I'm saying
I'm gonna light myself on fire right now, like the guy.
I'll tell you what, though. Here's the thing. I don't know. Look for it online. Somebody went and took all of the prequels and cut them into 1 2-hour movie.
Right.
That's really good. Like they trimmed all the shit, the Jar Jar and all the silly shit out, and made it like one Anakin story that goes into New Hope, and it's pretty good.
Right.
But
all right, Dan, how did you like The Force Awakens?
I didn't.
No,
and I didn't like it. I had such a dislike for it that I didn't go see Last Jedi. I didn't see the whatever one came out. I won't see them. There's no reason for me to see them.
Wait, you still haven't seen The Last Jedi?
No, there's no reason to. Why would I go see that?
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
Star Wars is dead to me, dude. Like, literally, like, I'm sorry, but if, let's say you go out on
hardcore, holy shit.
Let's say you go out on a date with a girl and you're like, dude, you're cool. I think you're awesome. And then one day she just farts in your face. And then she goes, and she
I like that, though. I like girls that fart.
Yeah, but she goes, better get used to that. And she keeps farting in your face. Would you just be like, yeah, that's the girl for me. Maybe for you, Baz, but like, Not for me. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not feeling this analogy.
Yeah, you're like, I like the warmth of a good fart, you know. But
no more 69 with that one.
Yeah, you would literally say, like, I'm not down with this disrespect. Like, I don't need to go out on a date with you again. So I don't care how many other dates she goes on and how many other farts she's cutting. I'm not going out with her. Like,
right.
Do you know what they did to Luke Skywalker though?
I heard that they made him.
We're not doing this, Baz.
Okay, no, real quick. I'll tell you what I heard. I heard that he sucks teat milk from a weird alien. There's that. And then I heard he said, I'm tired. And then went and died.
Yeah, that's what I heard too.
Wait, you didn't see it either?
No. I haven't seen the new ones at all, except for the last one, because my girl thinks fucking Kylo Ren's hot. So I went there to laugh at it, and the last one was pretty bad. So the last Star Wars films I've saw were the prequels.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, because we're big Star Wars fans here. We have this argument all the time. Rob actually likes The Last Jedi, and I think Last Jedi just destroyed the whole
Awakens,
I don't have an issue.
Force Awakens destroyed it.
I don't have an issue with this. Is like where everyone just unsubscribes from Riv Cup and goes, fuck this guy. We got 38 people in the chat to just me with the fucking thing up in the background. I like the new movies. I don't like what?
All right, hold on, Dan. Let me
38. What is it? Yeah,
Baz died. Look at that.
Did I freeze? Yeah. Oh, Baz is frozen.
That's right. He'll bounce out and bounce back in. I like the new movies. I don't discount anybody that does like them. I don't discount anybody that there are people out there that love the prequels, and I'm just like, I can't get my head around that shit either. There's certain shit you're just not, whatever, man. It is what it is. I do understand some of the complaints though. And speaking of which, this is something else I wanted to mention, and I'm going to screen share this because this actually pissed me off. Like this, I like The Mandalorian. I love the Old West feel of it. I like the good, the bad, and the ugly meet Star Wars, and all that shit.
It's great, yeah.
Sergio Leone.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I'm going to now I saw this online today and I was like, yeah, this isn't good. Like this is getting me. I even tweeted out. I was like, I like the Disney Star Wars stuff and this is going to make me not like it. This is the type of shit that's going to make me not like it.
Okay.
I know. Whatever, man. We can't help what we like.
That's fine, man. I know, but you know what? That whole if you don't like it, don't buy it. I don't like it, and I don't buy it.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Okay. So, are we screen sharing here? Yeah. Okay. So this completely pissed me off. Baz, you got to get in the goddamn chat again. All right. Okay, so bounding into comic states. Okay, Star Wars book downplays Luke Skywalker's heroics. Jin did everything that mattered. Oh boy. Lucasfilm and Star Wars Alphabet Squadron novel released in June 2019 downplays Luke Skywalker's heroics and destroying the original Death Star. Now you're starting to piss me off. Novel follows the New Republic, takes place after the Return of the Jedi, right? And it says the team. Well, it doesn't matter who the hell the team is. Okay, this doesn't really matter. Okay, she states, Jyn Erso, the woman that started it all and destroyed the Death Star, the first one, the real one, I mean. Given Erso didn't actually destroy the Death Star, Alphabet Squadron member says General Skywalker and the Red Squadron destroyed the Star Wars. And then she dismisses the truth of the matter and explains Skywalker fired the last shot was all. Jyn did everything that mattered, and I met her once. This is the type of shit that pisses me off. It's like, what are you talking about? Like, what the F are you talking about? A lot of people were pissed at how Luke was portrayed in The Last Jedi, but it didn't bother me as much because I kind of identified with that a little bit. I know people that gave up and kind of had to refine themselves. I was able to follow that narrative. It might not have been the narrative that I totally liked, but I was like, I'm not writing the fucking thing. I'm just along for the ride. This is complete horseshit. You want to give... First of all, I think Jyn Erso was one of the worst things about Rogue One. I thought the movie was incredibly well shot. I thought the movie was incredibly well made. Yeah. But I thought the main two characters, Jyn and Cassian, were the most boring wooden characters that I always like. I want to see a movie with everyone else in it except for the two people I'm supposed to be following. And now you want to turn this girl into some kind of like... You already... And I like Rey because I just think Daisy Ridley is great. I just like watching her. Not only do I think she's pretty, I just like her.
She's great, but very Mary Sue. But yeah.
If you want to do the Mary Sue thing, that's fine. Then have her be your Mary Sue,
Yeah.
Why do we now have to downplay Luke Skywalker by saying that Jin is better? And it's like, are any of the guys good?
Sometimes
do I have any heroes that I can identify with? I mean, what
people
the fuck
talk shit, man. People just talk shit, man. Here's the thing. Everybody did their part, right? And we can say like what that's saying is like somebody won the Indy 500, right? They won the Indy 500 car race, and they're like, oh well, fucking thank Henry Ford. Like, you know, Henry Ford is a better, like Henry Ford's the fucking best. And you're like, yeah, he helped fucking make the car happen, but he didn't do the fucking race. And Luke is the race car driver, and she's the Henry Ford. Obviously, she helped get the plans and like know where to send the shot for Luke. You know, here's the thing, and thank you for all your sacrifices and shit. But getting the plan means jack shit if someone can't execute it.
Exactly. It's just ridiculous. I can't stand this whole like we have to do, you know, we're going to get rid of everything that came before to the point where this is the problem. When you have a character that you have to make cool by making everyone else seem not as cool, your character ain't shit.
That's right.
Okay, your character earns their kudos and earns their, and this goes for any type of medium. And this goes for life too. If you're just a cool dude, people are going to recognize you for your deeds and being cool. If you got to be cool by putting the next man down, you suck.
It's like those chicks that hang out with like really homely looking chicks so they look better.
Oh yeah.
You know?
A lot of chicks do that.
Chicks are catty and weird like that, but whatever.
They are. But you know what? It translates over though.
Yeah, no, totally, man. I just think that that's really like it completely undercuts everything that would possibly make your character even likable or cool.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Are they trying to sell you crazy girl pajamas over there? I don't understand. It's like I'm looking at Luke Skywalker. They're like, you'll like these pajamas, Rob.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. On the so I mean, this is bounding into comics. I don't know how they do their sales and stuff, but hey, look, and how many. And I don't care about girls being involved and being cool and stuff. Every time I ever played D&D, every time I played Mass Effect or any type of role playing game, I always make a female character because if I have to sit at something and stare at something for 30 hours, I want it to be a female.
Yeah, my brother's the same way.
I love ladies. Man.
So I don't care about playing a female character, or I don't have a problem in my head where I'm like, I'm a guy, I can't play a girl.
Tomb Raider, bro. One of my favorite games, Tomb Raider.
Exactly. Yeah. The problem I have is. What? Oh, and good going, bro. Yeah, it's like don't shit on every single male character in order to make it. That's why Wonder Woman movie was so great, right? Wonder Woman was surrounded by cool dudes in that movie, and she was better than all of them because she was better. She was cooler, but all the other guys were also cool.
Right. Like they didn't make them dumpy and weird.
Exactly. It's not like, oh, here's the same thing with Ripley. Ripley had a badass team of Marines with her, and she was just awesome, and everyone else was also awesome.
That's right.
You know, so it's like, what are you doing? Why is it
poor writing? It's poor
writing.
It's
a slap in the face, though, to the like. Let's say I was like a super feminist, right? And I would look at that like that's a slap in the face. Like, what do you mean we can't accomplish anything without downplaying these other people? Like, we're also capable. I would feel as though it's like. These wokies think they're helping the cause, and they're ruining the cause. And if I was on the other side of the fence, I'd be like, yo, what are you doing?
Well, it's a caricature of it. You know, I brought that up regarding Safe Space and Snowflake.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, it's basic, and they're like the loudest caricature of that idea where it's, you know, the characteristic of the character before it's the character. You know, like, you know, if you have to say like, you know, instead of this is the president, you have to go, this is the lady, this is the female president. Like it shouldn't need the pronoun ever. Like a character is a character. I don't care. Like a badass is a badass. And there's like a lack of authenticity. There's a lack of respect for your audience. And when I call it poor writing, I'm saying it's just poor writing. You know, a good character is a good character. And like, you know, whatever preference they have, wherever they come from is sort of, it's secondary. And sure, if it's part of their decision-making process and part of their, like what makes them, that's great. But I never go into any situation like, hi, I like vagina. My name is Dan Fraga. You know what I mean? Like it's just ridiculous to say that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like it's stupid. Or it's even more stupid in like walking into a room and being like, this is what I support, and this is like it.
I don't understand like having to walk around and wear what you support as a badge of honor. I don't get that. Like, I don't fucking like. I don't walk around going like. I mean, I'll wear a Star Wars T-shirt here, Schoolhouse Rocks T-shirt. That's the most you're gonna get out of me as far as like
Colors Comics. This is the retailer from where I grew up. Yeah.
So I don't get that. Like, like when you introduce yourself to somebody, do you even say, I'm he, him, and I like this and I support that? It's like,
there's people that do. No, my brother brings up all the time when we talk about this same argument that Dan had. Like he says, how many times a day do you get into a solely heterosexual situation? Where you like, I'm a heterosexual guy. How many times does that come up ever?
No.
Like,
it doesn't.
No. The weird thing is though, is like, and I go in after those wokey tactics. One of the things that they'll use. Oh, she sees her gorilla. We have a gorilla that my daughter likes to kiss.
Don't call Baz that. He just showed up.
Love you.
Okay.
All right. I love you.
Guys, you just missed the whole Star Wars segment.
Yeah, you missed
Did you tell him what Luke does?
No, I forget the Last Jedi. You fuck. We went through this 100 times already.
No, okay. So he's training Kylo Ren, right? And then he senses darkness in him, right? So he goes in the middle of the night into Kylo Ren's chambers when he's sleeping, and he's hovering over him, and then he checks into his mind, like he uses the fucking Force, and then he sees all this darkness and evil and all this shit, and then he ignites his lightsaber, and he's like about to kill him. And then Kylo Ren wakes up and in self-defense and like blows Luke away and all this shit. Now, mind you, Luke stopped himself, but he was just about to fucking kill him because he saw that Kylo Ren was evil.
Also revealed that the Emperor was in his mind and he was
whatever. Listen,
okay, hold on. So that's whatever, and that's fine, right?
Who the fuck goes into the
bedroom at night? He can't detect him because the dark side influences everything.
They made Luke Skywalker a Chester the Molester, like a sick. God. I'm telling you, it's disgusting. Anyone who was molested would have flashbacks watching that.
All right, enough of this bullshit. We're talking about dinner, so fucking over Luke Skywalker and having to wear a badge of honor and all the shit that you have on your sleeve. And are these wokies actually buying this shit? That's another thing I don't understand. Like, are they really contributing that much more to the pop culture zeitgeist?
No, they're not paying. Nobody's buying it.
Yeah.
They're
not buying it, but they want it to change. Like they're trying to change it, but they're not going to support
Listen,
it.
man, this is something. This in my research and in my discussions with my writer on Black Flag, we came to the realization that evil does not have the ability to create. Evil can't make anything from nothing. Only good can. And all evil can do is take what exists and shape it into what it wants to.
Sucks the life out of things.
And it sucks the life out of it, and it bastardizes things. So your answer to why do wokies come in and fuck up shit, make the connection.
Man, it seems like it seems like there's like this wokey cult, right? And they look at like you ever see that meme of the African dude behind the tree and he's kind of like got his hands like this and he's
yeah.
It's almost like they're laying up in the cut doing that, going, all right, what's popular? Oh shit, Black Flag's popular. We're gonna infiltrate and write the next Black Flag.
Right as Baz was coming in, Phil was saying something about no one ever says has this heterosexual. I'm a heterosexual. How are you doing? I'm a heterosexual.
Yeah.
They don't have that thing, but then. The sort of textbook answer that I always hear is, well, you guys being a white heterosexual male has its privileges and these sort of things, and of course you would say that, and you don't have to have those conversations, and you haven't been oppressed like
these are the same people who are living through the greatest time period in the history of
right. Right, and exactly. No, it's almost like you were saying, the waiting behind the tree. How can I? It's like they're prepping it's like they slap their butts to make them tender so they can be more butt hurt. You know, it's like let's go find something.
I don't,
you know,
like, how the fuck are these people getting hired too? Like, what are they specifically saying? I'm going to infiltrate Naughty Dog, or I'm going to infiltrate Sony, or I'm going to infiltrate comics, or I'm going to infiltrate. Like, what are you doing?
I don't think it's that nefarious, man. I think it's a mindset. It goes back and to what I believe is the it's a lot of stuff that was handled in Fight Club, you know, like if when Brad Pitt is saying you're not a unique little snowflake, you're not a, you know, whatever. He's trying to talk to the wokies like that. I was watching that movie. It came out in 1999, but like he was saying some prophetic shit, you know. It's like
he penned Snowflake. Holy shit!
Yeah, no, he said you're not, you know, like a unique snowflake. And the problem, like when I was a kid growing up in the 70s and 80s, if you sucked, you were picked last.
Yeah.
And if you did great, people recognized you. And then at some point, the things changed to where like the people that didn't do good, their feelings are hurt and they're depressed, and you're causing that by not, you know, by making them overachievers. So suddenly they make everything level, and people that like maybe have no ambition or are trying and aren't as good, they're doing the same as people that are doing great and are working hard. So the people that are working hard, that are upset, they're now perceived as being oppressive, even though
I mean, I can only talk from my own personal experience. I was more of a writer artist growing up, right? I wasn't my brother was a sports guy, right?
Yeah, same here.
So I was picked last, second to last. I was one of the cool kids. Like everyone liked me, but they were like, Rob can't throw a ball as far. Rob can't run as fast. And then one year I was like one summer, it just happened. And I showed up and I was picked last and I was faster than everyone else. And they were like, holy shit, when the fuck did Rob get good? And it was like, well, because I had to bust my ass to get good.
That's
and now,
right.
Now I'm one of the best.
Well, you were motivated for that. But the problem is if you didn't ever get motivated, you would get to a point where you would feel a sense of entitlement. You would feel like anybody that was mad at your entitlement was an oppressor. You would then develop a mindset that they're the bad guy, and then you have basically a sect of people like this, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not making any judgment.
Parents, bro, you gotta look sure in the face and go. I tell my son all the time, you want to be lazy right now? That's fine. That's fine for right now. But while you're being lazy with whatever it is we're doing, we could be doing anything, building a Lego. While you're doing this, some other kid somewhere is going, no, F that, I'm going to do it. I said, so while you're sitting here going, oh, but why? How come? The next guy's going to step up and take your place.
Amen.
You can't allow somebody to take your place.
Yeah, I used to
everything you need to earn.
Yeah, I had a shirt in the 90s, roughly around the time when I was working on Black Flag, and I liked the shirt so much that I hung it up on the wall. I never wore it. I hung it on the wall. It was a Nike shirt, and it said, right now, somewhere, someone is practicing and working harder than you, and when it comes time to face them in head-to-head competition, they will beat you.
Yeah.
And that has always stuck in my head. Like, I have a saying where I say, be and do your best. But that's like, maybe even like, I'm definitely not a boomer. I'm like a Gen Xer. But what I think now, going back to the question, how do these people even get hired? Like I said, I don't think it's nefarious. I literally think that it's a cross section. And I'm not even going to name like anybody's generation, because I know plenty of kids that are of that generation that are fucking awesome. But I'm saying there's a swatch of society that has infiltrated the workforce, have made their way into power, have used the victim mentality to move themselves up to places of power.
That's and so slimy. That's like the guy that's like looking at the girl and he's like down talking the girl to you. You're like kind of like this chick, and he's like, nah, man, she kind of smells. She kind of doesn't do whatever. And then he's like going up to the girl, going, nah, you see that guy over there? He's kind of whack. You should talk to me. It's such slimy, bro.
It is. It is. But it's kind of just the way things are, and this whole the whole thing's a pendulum swing, right? Like the weirdest thing, like I said to my wife, it's the weirdest thing. Like this happened, I don't know, maybe my stepson's almost 16 now, so this is like 9 years ago. There becomes this thing where, like, when we were kids, the stuff we were into, Star Wars, comic books, all that stuff, that was outcast shit. That was nerd shit. If you did it, you kind of had your little clique, but like you were generally like made fun of. Now you got jocks wearing X-Men shirts and like whatever. But I remember I was taking my stepson to school. He's like in 2nd grade, and you have to wait till they open the gate. And these kids were talking about the clones, and I said to them, I said, yeah, they're all clones of Jango Fett. I said, but they've all been changed by the the cloning system, except for Boba, which is like the cleanest clone. And they looked up at me and said, "You're crazy. You don't know anything." And then they like turned and started talking to each other. And I'm like, "Yo, you guys, I just dropped a jewel on you guys. You guys like don't fucking know." But they treated me like I didn't know shit, And what I'm saying is, like, there's this weird pendulum swing where, like, sometimes you may have put in all the work, sometimes you may have earned it, and you're going to be on the opposite side of the swing, And right now we're kind of on that end, but we're swinging it back. Comicsgate is a way to like swing it back. And I'll tell you, I mentioned this on my stream, all the stuff that's happening in the world right now is like grabbing the curtain and just yanking it, and they're like, you caught us. Those things are falling apart.
I tweeted that thing out about that game we were talking about earlier. And somebody wrote back to me, it's too bad, because I was like, vote with your dollar, and they said, someone wrote back to me, too bad it's going to be you and maybe 800 people. Good luck with that. And I wrote back like, you're probably right, but I don't give a shit if I'm the only one. Like, I don't care if I'm Captain America dying on the fucking mountain alone. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to believe in something. And how can you say something like that when we're not even talking about woke shit? We're talking about freedom of speech control. It's just ridiculous. I can't believe people defend the other side like that. It's
man. If you go and you look, and this is just again my own opinion, but like I looked at the old sort of royal systems where you had kings and queens and nobles and all this stuff, and you had peasants and they paid their taxes and like all this stuff, and we left to be free of that. But then when you go and you actually abstract everything, like just take titles away and abstract everything, you still have kings, you still have nobles, you still have peasants. And at a certain point, it's like they're allowing the peasants to use this thing. But if a noble gets messed with, that other noble will put his money in to make sure that the peasants don't. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a modern day version of what was. So that whole learn your history or you're doomed to repeat it shit is straight up legit. You just need to abstract things and just kind of peel away labels and just look at functions like in an abstract way. Like, here's where the power is, here's where the power isn't, here's where the power can be shifted. This is how the powerless can affect the power. How can the power affect that? How can they be defensive with that? And the answer to it is money. Like they want this thing to succeed, right? And the best way for it to succeed is any sort of buzz of it being bad is suppressed. And the best way to suppress it is with the power that they have. And the power that they have is to strike your channel. Because your channel is, like you said, it's not your channel. You're using a service. And in the TOS, like it basically states they can do that if they want to.
Sure.
Unfair as it is, like shit, I'm not even fucking advocating it. I'm just saying they're within their rights to do it. And it's dirty as fuck, but that's why they're doing it.
Let me ask you guys a quick question off topic. Do you guys know who Rodney Ramos is?
Oh, why does that sound so familiar?
That's Metal Hero says, right? He said this a while back too. Have you ever met Rodney Ramos? You remind me of him. I don't know who that is.
No, I don't know who that is.
Somebody once mistaken me at a con with Baz for Phil Jimenez once, though. When I had
oh yeah, I've seen him before. Yeah. Yeah. I can kind of see that. Rodney Ramos, he's a creator, right?
I have no idea. I guess I'm up on here.
Yeah.
While we were talking, here's something pretty cool. While we were talking, Bounding Into Comics retweeted my tweet, so that was pretty cool.
So
I'm like, oh, okay, that's great. I'm new to all this shit. So
that's great. Anything to get the word out is a fantastic thing, man.
No, the weird thing about comics going woke and stuff is everything is still kind of ran by older guys from back in the day. So it seems like they are kind of doing the virtue signaling thing. They kind of want the companies to own and get the points of the people. Yeah, there he is, Rodney Ramos.
Sorry.
Hispanic Rob.
So it just seems like they want to be cool and hip and cater to people that don't buy comics. And that's the issue. And like we were talking about before is woke people, they don't spend their money on stuff to support things that people think that they like. Because most of the time, like that safe space crap, those people don't even like that. They think it's an insult to their image, which it is.
Right.
So it seems like
about the character safe space and those new characters, those new characters.
Yeah, the new Warriors. Yeah. So it seems like the older, there's a group of older like execs, higher up people that are trying to cater to a group that doesn't buy comics, that doesn't go see Star Wars, and just for those points. So they're hiring people that fit that criteria. People that
I don't understand that. Like if you can hate the president as much as you want, I'm not making this political at all, but the guy plays to his base. You can hate him all you want, but he knows to play to his base. So if you were a comic creator, why wouldn't you play to your base? If you were a video game creator, it's like, oh, we made all this money off of the first game or all this money off of the first movie. Why wouldn't we want to continue that trend and reinvigorate?
That's what Comicsgate is. That is 100% what Comicsgate is. It's recognizing your audience, embracing everything that they enjoy, finding the joy in it yourself, or the other way around. Like I know my audience is basically me, and that's it. Like I'm not trying to fold anything in any sort of way to make it fit a criteria. Like I literally go, I am fan X or fan 0. If I'm having a good time, chances are other people are having a good time. I don't think. I mean, honestly, I don't think these guys, they can't be having a good time.
That's good. No, they're not. There's actually. See, I don't want to get into a conversation on this because I do not want this stream being taken down. But there's a lot of people in the industry pertaining to what we were mentioning earlier that are afraid and shitting their pants that they're going to lose their job if they even speak out at all against it. It's like surrounding yourself. Like the reason why, in my opinion, the prequel sucked is that no one was over George Lucas's shoulder going, George, maybe you should try this. Maybe we shouldn't have Jar Jar in the movie for 87 minutes. You know, like maybe we should try that instead.
Right.
You surround yourself by yes men. That's not good.
No, that happens a lot of times. It happened with Peter Jackson on King Kong. It happened with Sam Raimi on Spider-Man 3. Like it happens.
So a lot of these people are actually complaining, saying that like leaks out of like the people who actually work at the studios.
Yeah.
And we're in fear of losing our jobs if our boss asks us something and we go, well, maybe this isn't so good, or maybe this character they like, because they've seen other people get fired. Like pertaining to the thing we were talking about specifically earlier, somebody was actually fired from a focus group because they were like, maybe that's not such a great idea pertaining to this aspect of a video game. And the guy was like, nope, you're fired. Get out of here. So it's like, why even have a focus group? All you're looking for is a bubble of like an echo chamber.
Right.
Yeah, for sure. Know? That's what people want now.
Yeah. My dad, bringing up Pop Fraga again, he says, don't confuse me with the facts. I've made up my mind. You know?
That's ridiculous, man.
Yeah.
You know? So whatever, man, it is what it is. Baz, anything? I got to get back upstairs, man, because I got to get ready for work tonight. So I hate to, we're always like abruptly ending these friggin' things.
Real quick, I wanted to show this to Phil. This is a original sketch from Mike Mignola.
Yeah. Hail, brother, yeah.
That's dope, dude.
I love Hellboy.
When the hell did you get that?
It was like 2 years ago, I think. And this is for Dan.
Oh, shit. Yeah, Berserkers, man. Nice.
Berserkers.
Well played.
And one more, we got Rob Liefeld ahead of his time in Bloodsport. He's got Cyclops and Wolverine in the pool together. Snorting cocaine and giving head.
Time travel.
That's awesome.
There you go.
Unbelievable, man. That's cool. Well, my pickup of the week, which I was supposed to mention earlier, but I didn't. Shout outs to our boy Kyle. He mentioned picking up this comic called The Fifth Beatle, and it's huge. So I can't wait.
What about Pete Best?
Yeah, actually, it's funny. A friend of ours that me and Baz grew up with, his dad was good friends with Pete Best, right, Baz?
Yeah, Fred Forte, yeah.
Fred's dad, like, really good friends with him. So
I heard they got rid of him because he was getting all the girls. I'm serious. He was like a really good looking dude, and he was getting all the girls, and they got jealous of him, and they got rid of him.
Oh, that's
and they got Rango. Yeah.
So. Unbelievable, man. Listen, guys, thank you so much for joining us on the live stream. Shout out to each and every one of the people in the chat. It was so good to have you here. All you new people that came over, thanks, man. I appreciate it. I'm kind of new to this thing, so I'm getting my feet wet, dipping my toes in and shit like that.
No problem.
What's that, Phil?
It's a bust of the Shadow.
That's perfect. Nice. I like how he's like, what is that? I can't see it. You're like, exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
The Shadow knows.
Hold on, you got a screen share real quick?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. If you guys were talking about 90s comics, of course. If you guys dig in 90s comics, this is my 90s character in the Lost Pages. So this is another story that's in there that I just finished lettering this page. So it's super bombastic. If you're a fan of the Max or Lobo, you're going to love this character.
Excellent.
Nice. What's his name?
Crimstone.
Oh, okay, cool. I'm getting familiar with all. I've seen the name before. I'm getting familiar now. Names to faces.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, to everybody in the chat, all the audience watching, I'm going to be heading over to my stream in probably about 20 minutes. So if you guys want to hop over to Couch Doodles, we're going to keep it going. Bring in the chat for some conversations, talking comics, talking bunnies, talking bacon. So I'll see you guys over there.
Hell's yeah. Thanks for everything, Mr. Dan Fraga.
Of course, Rob, Baz, Phil. Love seeing you guys.
Back Magic Cop. Go back Black Flag.
Definitely, guys. And I'm serious, dude. I'm gonna get you some beats, and you're gonna rap over them.
Oh boy, you're gonna pull me out of retirement for this one. That's
awesome. Hey, you know what? We never retire.
Nah, that's when I used to wear a hat like this when I used to go on stage and rap and stuff, and it was all black. And I remember when my son was born, I hung it up. I literally hung my cap up and was like, "That's it." I had to tell my brother. I was like, I got to focus on I can't be a half dad and half rapper, right? Because we were really in it. We were doing live shows and all kinds of shit. And I was like, I can't. It's unfair to me as an artist. And you.
Wait a second. Big Daddy Kane, Father MC. Come on.
So I hung my cap up for a while, but that is awesome. I can't wait to have a push and do that. Everybody in the chat, thanks everybody. Unfortunately, we couldn't look at any collectibles this week, but we'll get back to you next week with some shit we should have looked at this week. All right.
Hail CG.
Peace out, guys.